Hey everybody, I'm Benjamin, aka The Terrible Australian of supermarcy.com, and this is my video review of Partisan, which is the new Australian film. That's the directorial debut of co-writer and director Ariel Kleiman. So let's get right into it. When I first heard about this film, I heard that it sort of, premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, and then when I sort of did a bit of research about it, and as well as seeing the trailer, I automatically knew that this film would definitely be right up my alley. And also, I'm a big supporter of Australian films, so I figured, I had to, go see this film. And, well, I was going to see this film anyway, but being that it's an Australian film, I knew that it was kind of a must-see for me. And I have to say, I absolutely loved this film. It's definitely, without a doubt, one of my favourite films that I've seen so far this year. And what I love about it, it kind of deals... this is one of those films that I honestly feel like I can't say too much about it because it will kind of sort of take away a bit of the story. But the trailer kind of pretty much gives you kind of all the sort of ideas about what the film's about and whatnot. So and sort of gives parts of it away, but not that it's too spoiler anyway. But one of the things I really loved about the film was it has this very sort of straightforward, simple premise, but it adds so much to it, and from both the story, from the characters and the themes and the ideas, but one of the things I really loved about this film is it's definitely very ambiguous about a lot of things, especially with its plot and characters. And I know some people might find that a bit frustrating, that this film can be very vague on some things, but I thought that's sort of what really added a lot to the film. And I felt like this is a film that doesn't spoon-feed its audience with what's going on and exposition, and I found that kind of really refreshing. And if anything, it sort of made me appreciate the film even more. But it does sort of give hints and all that, why things are happening in this film, the character of Gregori, who's played by Vincent Cassel. He is a very interesting character, and I love that the film sort of give only hints about him, his background and why he is the way he is in this film. And also, particularly, this sort of cult-like community that he's created for himself with these women and children that he finds and sort of takes under his wing. And of course, sort of as the film goes on, you learn a bit more, and it sort of goes into some really dark places as well. But at the same time, though, what I really liked about the film, it's also a coming-of-age story, because if anything, the film is sort of really looks we sort of look through the eyes of the character of Alexander, who's this, I believe, 12-year-old kid who is played by Jeremy Chabriel. And we sort of, over the course of his film, he sort of really idolizes Gregori, and he would do anything for him, even if it's a really awful, terrible thing. He has won't say no to anything that Gregori says. But over the course of the film, when we get introduced to this new mother and her child, who's about probably just a bit younger than Alexander is in the film, it sort of he starts to sort of see things differently, and as the film goes on, he starts to start to think for himself and starts seeing the world completely different, and realizes that there's more to what's going on, and also what Gregori is telling him, and I just found that really riveting, and I just loved that, and I was completely engaged. I think the film looks spectacular. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. It's a very slow-paced film, but what I love about it is that that sort of pace that sort of draws you more in to this world and these characters. And what I mean by sort of the ambiguity of the film, it's not even set in Australia. It's sort of set somewhere in Europe, but we don't realize where in Europe. Even though all the characters in the film speak English and are mostly foreign actors, but we never sort of figure out, like, where exactly is this story taking place. Like, and that's sort of one of the things, like, that could, again, might be frustrating for people, but I love the fact that the film doesn't do that at all, and it just makes it more interesting to me as a viewer. And, like I said, it's a film that doesn't give all the answers. Like, the story is pretty straightforward, and it's not like there's any complexity with the plot, or, you kind of see where the story's going to go, but it's just the stuff around that I found really fascinating and compelling and complex. And the film sort of does deal with a lot of interesting themes and ideas as well. And also the performances are terrific. Vincent Cassel is fantastic. This would definitely be like one of his best English speaking roles, without a doubt. He's just phenomenal. And he sort of brings a lot of interesting layers to the character of Gregori. Like, he's confident and fatherly, but also very insecure as well. And also Jeremy Chabriel. And I believe this is his first film. He's an Australian-French actor. And I think, it's his I believe it's his first film. And, like, some people might have a bit of a problem with his performance because I wouldn't say he's wooden, but he's sort of like, it's a very sort of cold kind of performance for at least the first two halves of the film, but as sort of as the story goes along and what his character experiences more of, he starts to let down his guard a bit and kind of reveal and lets that coldness subside. And I don't know, I felt like, I can see why people might have a bit of a problem with his performance, but I thought it really fit well in tune with the story and the tone of the film. And also, like, the soundtrack is fantastic. Both the score is fantastic and really sort of 80s-esque score, but it actually sounded more Tangerine. Like, it sounded like a score that a Tangerine would have done, but without it being, too overbearing or anything like that. And also there's there's a bit of original songs in the film as well, because in the film, and minor spoilers, it's not really too much of a spoiler, but I thought I was to say that anyway. It's like that the group sort of comes together and they do like these sort of karaoke sessions, and the songs that they use, like, I thought they were, established songs, but they were actually made for the film, and I thought they were just fantastic songs, and I can't stop listening to them, to be honest. And Ariel Kleiman, this is his directorial debut, and I think he did a really fantastic job. And he's definitely a director I'm going to keep a close eye on as well. I think this is probably one of the best sort of directing debuts I've seen, probably since Jennifer Kent with The Babadook. And Ariel Kleiman has directed a couple of shorts prior to this one, but this is his first feature-length one, and I think he did absolutely a superb job. And this is a film that I highly recommend everyone check out. Like, it won't be for everyone. Like, I can understand some people having a bit of problems with it, or, probably not sure what to make of it. At least with the audience I saw a film, they weren't exactly sure what to make this film. But I don't know, something about this film really got to me, and I just found it completely riveting from beginning to end. And I just think it's fantastic. It's a truly fantastic film. And despite that, I definitely highly recommend everyone to check it out. So if I do rate this film, I give it 5 stars. I think it's that good of a film. At least for me, anyway. I don't know what all you watch it, viewers will think of it, but I'll be interested to hear what you think, though. But so, I highly recommend Partisan. Definitely check it out if it's at a cinema near you. And, yep, that's the end of my video review of Partisan. I hope you all really enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys all later. See you, everyone. Bye.